The following opinions are solely those of BoatTEST.com and its test captain.
Hi, Captain Steve for BoatTEST.com, and today I'm going to go over the features and operation of the iDock Joystick System from Evinrude. Now, let's look at this system on two completely separate installations. First up, a triple tube luxury pontoon. We'll begin with a look at the components.
Of course, there's the joystick, the focal point of the system. It's a contoured handle, spring-loaded, to always return to the neutral position. It can be mounted anywhere on, or as we see here, off the panel. It has a take command button to activate the joystick, and a boost button to give more control in heavy wind or current. The A and C buttons are used only for original system setup. Next is the can track display that gives a visual of the system status at a glance. We can see what gear both engines are in, the current steering angle, and the engine RPMs. And we can see how all of this changes as we manipulate the joystick.
Now there's one other component to this system, and that is the steering pumps.
These will control each engine individually, at least in a twin engine installation. Triples and quads will work a little differently. Activating the system is straightforward. Simply push the Take Command button at the bottom of the joystick and start maneuvering. If the engine controls aren't in neutral, then a blinking light will tell that the system is not activated. Move the levers to neutral and press Take Command again. To deactivate the system and return control to the throttle and shift levers, press plus on the speed control, then drive off normally. To maneuver the boat, simply move the joystick in the direction that you want the boat to go. Forward, back, to the sides, or anywhere in between. Rotating the stick also rotates the boat and, of course, adds directional corrections when wind and tide make changes necessary. Let's take a look. It starts out simple enough. We move the joystick gently to the side and the boat follows the command. Notice with no wind or current, there's no wandering of the bow. The system is dialed into each boat upon installation. Once away from the dock, we can move the stick forward and even steer with it. Docking is just as simple. Move the stick towards the dock and she'll slide right over. Once again, we can pull away and drive away even around the corner, all with the joystick. Speed of the maneuvers is progressive to how far the joystick is moved. Move the stick a little and a small amount of power is applied. Move it further and more power is applied. If we need even more power, we can simply add to the effectiveness by pressing the boost button. Rotating the boat is as easy as rotating the joystick. We can spin it in position and then again lay alongside. Now let's try maneuvering it to a slip. We'll drive over to one using only the joystick. Here we have a little bit of a crosswind blowing, so we'll use the steering capability of the stick to keep us lined up as we head bow first into the slip. Finally, let's put this system to the test with a much tighter spot and see how we do. And as before, we can pull it away, rotate in position, and pull out. It's actually impressive how accurate the system is.
Now let's take a look at this system on a completely different installation. Here, we've got an offshore tournament fishing boat, and notice the engines, the first generation E-Techs. Let's take a look at the installation. You can see we've got the same digital throttle and shift system, we've got the can track display, and now the joystick has been moved up to the upper panel.
So let's give it a try. This time, I notice the bow starts to drift out of position, so I just add a little right twist to the sideways motion of the stick, and it all straightens out. Same precision and same capabilities as with the pontoon boat. Now, as I rotate to approach the dock from the other side, I'm made aware of a characteristic that this boat presents that the pontoon did not. Notice I've been working the joystick with my left hand now, my preferred hand. Now I can switch hands and use my right to approach the dock to port. More to the point, it's just as intuitive to use one hand as it is the other. Both are seemingly just as easy and natural, and this from a left-handed captain. As for driving in and out of this narrow canal, it now seems more comfortable to continue using the joystick than switching over to traditional controls. That's something I wasn't expecting.
Now here's a cool feature that we don't see on other joystick systems. We can go into the menu, Settings, Steering, and now we can change the parameters of the steering, including the number of turns at low speed, high speed, the helm effort at low and high speed, and the helm effort when we're on autopilot.
Now, one thing to keep in mind, the system will activate in whatever mode it was left in. If boost was last used, the system will restart in that mode. Press boost again to return to the slower mode. Turn it off, and when reactivating, the boost feature will still be off. In my opinion, this system provides ease of maneuverability that makes handling different boats in difficult situations well within reach of even new boaters.
So aside from the ease of maneuverability, there are two things that really impress me about this system. First, that it controls the steering as well, so you can make fine-tuning to the steering adjustments. Secondly, it's available for repower, not just for new installations. So that's our look at the iDock Joystick Steering System from Evinrude. For BoatTEST.com, I'm Captain Steve. We'll see you on the water.